Hi there, my name is Patrick Obina Odiakose right here again. I am a level 3 IRATA rope access technician and also a training instructor. Yeah, IRATA, that's the Industrial Rope Access Trade Association. You can check my details, my number 134238. I have a love for the practice also as a trainee instructor. Oh, this is what has given me that great joy in discussing the TACS document, that is the Training Assessment and Certification Scheme document, alongside ICOP, the International Code of Practice, which is also a document that TACS makes reference most times to and her annexes. Yeah. Now, since the inception of IRATA 1988, her core value has always been safety when it comes to rope access works at height. And then in pursuit of safety, she has always made sure to audit every member of hers. Yeah, I shouldn't also forget to mention that before it was called TACS, it's as at 1992, the first publication for technicians or people moving in for certification, all right, was actually called general requirements. Yeah, general requirements for technicians, certification of technicians interested in the practice. That's just to give a rough quote, just a rough brief. Okay, now like I said, in pursuit for her perfection of safety, which is her core value, safety when it comes to rope access, working at height, she has always made sure to audit every of her member companies, both the trainer member companies and the operator member companies, and then to prove the essence of these audits, she has always now given annual reports called the work and safety analysis to show the effect, all right, to show the effect, to show the necessity of her audits as a reward, yeah, that comes with one's pursuit for excellence. Certainly people see your perfection and will always reward you by recommending your gifts, recommending your practice, recommending your principles. Now, this was the case with Irata after she received recommendations from so many other organizations and companies that had to do with working at height, and one of such great bodies was the United Kingdom's Health and Safety Executive. Now back to the discuss, yeah. So I've just given you a brief of what I do and why I love all of this. The TACS document was recently updated, or her last update was the 16th of May 2023. Yes, I'm right on that one. I always will want to look then right at this document so that I don't tell you anything wrong, as this is an official document and I have to stay careful, all right, in making sure that everything I say is actually right and on point. Yeah, so there is this story, okay? Back to business. There is this story I heard of a guy. He actually was giving a great pursuit for his interest in rope access practice. And yeah, we all know, and if you don't know, okay, now you can know, all right, that the minimum age for getting into the practice is 18 years of age. Now, I'll stop at 18 years of age, but as I discuss, you know why I stopped there. All right, and then he went applying, but I don't know, he was turned back, okay? But we know that the minimum is 18 years of age. However, he was turned back. And then there's this other sad one. Yeah, for the love of the practice, people will always pursue and pursue and pursue to get what they love. And then for the love of the practice, you see people that are sometimes ill. You see people that are sometimes with certain contraindications, showing that they cannot really pay for the price. When I mean pay for the price, I'm talking about all that it takes to find any skill through, part of which is physical fitness. Okay, aside a good knowledge of the syllabus. Now, this particular individual was said to have some medical conditions, I think asthma, and yeah, something to do with a brain blackout. Now, IRAT has always tried to stay clear from every responsibility of anything that should do with risks, debts, and what have you. She makes sure that she stays off from every of this, and so you would see IRATA say she's not responsible for misinterpretations or wrong applications of her syllabus and whatever she recommends. Okay, now in pursuit for safety, IRATA has always said that she cannot accept it will not accept people with medical conditions. But why this is a sad situation is not just that he had some medical conditions, it's that aside this, he didn't have enough knowledge to have dealt with the issue properly. Now, this is what TACS section 4.2 gives us more insights to. Now, back to business because I have to keep to time. All right, so talking about this guy, 18 years of age. Now, this is why he was turned back. We both know that the age limit is 18 years of age, but not just 18 years of age, 18 years of age on the first day, all right, of the training. So if you are 18 years of age after the first day, if you're going to turn 18 years after the first day, but you're 17 as at the start, you cannot go through. You are not allowed, you're not permitted. Okay, so this was the case with this young guy. It was 2021. The first date of the training was March 15, 2021. He was also going to turn 18 on the 30th of March 2021, but he didn't have this knowledge. All he knew was that he was turning 18 that year, and so it was a year for his start. But really, he didn't know this, that he had to be 18 as at the first day of the training commencement, and so that's why he lost out. And also, now talking about the sad one, the sad one has to do with the need for physical fitness, talking about agility, talking about the strength, and then yeah, a good health state or condition. When I talk about physical fitness, I'm not just talking about being a giant. You can see I'm not so much of a giant here, but it talks about agility, strength, and making sure you don't have injuries, both physical and not physical. Having that agility, say for a level 2 and a level 3, you know what it is, trying to hold up a mannequin 70 to 80 kg. So all of that, yeah, has to do with physical fitness. And then for level 1s, of course, the rescue systems, all right, for descent and all that. Our major focus here is on this guy with the health condition. Why I said it's a sorry state is that, yeah, he had these health conditions, but his health condition was actually being treated with a certain medication that keeps it off. As long as he's on that medication, it doesn't come through. The blackout doesn't come through. All right, Ashma was being treated well, but he didn't know this clause. All right, I'm always making reference, direct reference, so I don't give you a wrong quote or whatever. Now there's this clause under section 4.2. You can also take a look. That's 4.2.5. right here. It says that as long as there is a signed doctor's note saying that nothing happens to this candidate, the candidate is able to carry out whatever task given to him, as long as providing they have access to the required medication. All right, so IRATA is ready to accept this signed doctor's note saying that the candidate is ready, fit enough to get into the practice, provided they have access to the required medication. But he didn't know this, and so he just sadly turned back. All right, but then IRATA will always like to keep itself free from any allegations and what have you, and that's the necessity for the signed doctor's note. And also when you look at 4.2.3, you can see that the minimum requirement is a self-certification statement. And then you can see more into this when it comes to the candidate's disclaimer and liability release. That's a publication. You can get this from irata.org. Just highlight this, go to irata.org, copy and paste at the search log, and then it brings it out straight up, so you don't go searching everywhere and then cannot find this. But then I think one of the things that we have always done wrong with this particular form, when filling this form, is that some people with the medical situations do not go very straight. You see them writing wrong things, giving wrong should I say, what will I say now? Just giving wrong informations, everything wrong, and nothing right, not just nothing right. Okay, and so IRATA has said, irrespective of the fact that you gave wrong confessions, statements, and all of that, she is not responsible for the candidate or her estate's should I say possessions. And when you talk about estates, you're talking about both the finance and what have you, everything the candidate owns. All right, if it comes to be, or that the candidate actually finally goes through some sorry conditions, either death, fainting, or what have you, she says she's not going to take any responsible condition or acts or whatever. IRATA just stays free. So it's just necessary for candidates to keep it all straight and true. All right, and just see that there are no twists. Okay, there are no twists at all. And one thing IRATA has always tried to do, irrespective of the fact that she has given an open door, provided there's a signed doctor's note, and then provided the candidate disclaimer and liability release is being filled, IRATA has also made sure, you can see this in section 4, subsection of section 4.1 and the subsection 4.1.4, that the assessor or the trainer member company can decide to take off a candidate even on the day of assessment who they see doesn't really look fit for the practice, who they see is almost fainting and everything. They can take the person off. And also, it's now advisable, it's also in this TACS document, we'll see that in another of our discuss because of time, that the candidate on the day of assessment can actually give up and say, I'm not in for this anymore. Of course, there is no refund to that, but hey, it's the health first. And then they said you can give up if you see that you cannot do this. You thought you could do it, but now it's the assessment day. You see you cannot do it anymore. You're fine to give up and you don't owe anybody any explanation. It's in the document. We'll talk about that some other time. So in conclusion, before I conclude here, you can see section 4.2.6 advises that candidates should make sure they have enough experience before looking to scale up from level 1 to 2, 2 to 3, all right, before they try anything of such. And then for all, that's level 1, level 2, level 3, and those just coming into the practice, make sure you have full understanding of the syllabus. And then yes, adequate pre-assessment training. The recommended day, the minimum is 4 days before assessment. If you've gone through the 4 days but you cannot really beat your chest that you're good to go, you can liaise with the trainer member company, and perhaps you have more days to train before the assessment day. So just try to be true to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. If you're fit, you're fit. If you're not fit, you're not fit. If you have a good knowledge of the syllabus, yeah. If you don't have a good knowledge of the syllabus, yeah. So just understand your place. If you have some medical conditions, don't hide it. You can make it known to your employer or the trainer member company, and then these whole things can be sorted out properly. And please do not lie about the age here. All right, thank you very much. We get to see on the next discuss. My name once again is Patrick Obina. My number 134238. A rope access level 3 technician and also a training instructor. Thank you.